Fear. Sacrifice.
I need to get closer. That's still recharging. That's still recharging.
The Alliance of Lordaeron, Foundation of Honor. Lord Lothar rallied the remnants of Azeroth's armies after their defeat at Stormwind Keep, and then launched a massive exodus across the sea to the northern kingdom of Lordaeron, convinced that the Horde would overcome all of humanity if left unchecked. The leaders of the 7 human nations met and agreed to unite in what would become known as the Alliance of Lordaeron. For the first time in nearly 3,000 years, the disparate nations of Arathor were once again united under a common banner. Appointed as Supreme Commander of the Alliance forces, Lord Lothar prepared his armies for the coming of the Horde. Aided by his lieutenants, Uther the Lightbringer, Admiral Dalen Proudmoore, and Turalyon, Lothar was able to convince Lordaeron's demi-human races of the impending threat as well. The Alliance succeeded in gaining the support of the stoic dwarves of Ironforge and a small number of High Elves of Quel'Thalas. The Elves, led at that time by Anasterian Sunstrider, were largely uninterested in the coming conflict. However, they were duty-bound to aid Lothar because he was the last descendant of the Arathi bloodline, which had aided the Elves in ages past. The Horde, now led by Warchief Doomhammer, brought in ogres from its homeworld of Draenor and conscripted the disenfranchised Amani forest trolls into its fold, setting out on a massive campaign to overrun the dwarf kingdom of Khaz-Modan and the southern reaches of Lordaeron. The Horde effortlessly decimated all opposition. The epic battles of the Second War ranged from large-scale naval skirmishes to massive aerial dogfights. Somehow, the Horde had unearthed a powerful artifact known as the Demon Soul, and used it to enslave the ancient Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. Threatening to destroy her precious eggs, the Horde forced Alexstrasza to send her grown children to war. The noble Red Dragons were forced to fight for the Horde, and fight they did. The war raged across the continents of Khaz-Modan, Lordaeron, and Azeroth itself. As part of its northern campaign, the Horde succeeded in burning down the borderlands of Quel'Thalas, thereby ensuring the Elves' final commitment to the Alliance cause. The greatest cities and townships of Lordaeron were razed and devastated by the conflict. Despite the absence of reinforcements and overwhelming odds, Lothar and his allies succeeded in holding their enemies at bay. However, during the final days of the Second War, as the Horde's victory over the Alliance seemed almost assured, a terrible feud erupted between the 2 most powerful orcs on Azeroth. As Doomhammer prepared his final assault against the capital city of Lordaeron, an assault that would have crushed the last remnants of the Alliance, Gul'dan and his followers abandoned their posts and set out to sea. The bewildered Doomhammer, having lost nearly half of his standing forces to Gul'dan's treachery, was forced to pull back and forsake his greatest chance at victory over the Alliance. The power-hungry Gul'dan, obsessed with obtaining godhood itself, set out on a desperate search for the undersea tomb of Sargeras that he believed held the secrets of ultimate power. Having already doomed his fellow orcs to become the slaves of the Burning Legion, Gul'dan thought nothing of his supposed duty to Doomhammer. Backed by the Storm Reaver and Twilight's Hammer clans, Gul'dan succeeded in raising the tomb of Sargeras from the sea floor. However, when he opened the ancient flooded vault, he found only crazed demons awaiting him. Seeking to punish the wayward orcs for their costly betrayal, Doomhammer sent his forces to kill Gul'dan and bring the renegades back into the fold. For his recklessness, Gul'dan was torn apart by the maddened demons he had set loose. With their leader dead, the renegade clans quickly fell before Doomhammer's enraged legions. Though the rebellion had been quelled, the Horde was unable to recoup the terrible losses it had suffered. Gul'dan's betrayal had afforded the Alliance not only hope, but also time to regroup and retaliate. Lord Lothar, seeing that the Horde was fracturing from within, gathered the last of his forces and pushed Doomhammer south, back into the shattered heartland of Stormwind. There, the Alliance forces trapped the retreating Horde within the volcanic fortress of Blackrock Spire. Though Lord Lothar fell in battle at the Spire's base, his lieutenant, Turalion, rallied the Alliance forces at the 11th hour and drove the Horde back into the abysmal Swamp of Sorrows. Turalion's forces succeeded in destroying the Dark Portal, the mystical gateway that connected the orcs to their homeworld of Draenor. Cut off from its reinforcements and fractured by infighting, the Horde finally buckled in upon itself and fell before the might of the Alliance. The scattered orc clans were quickly rounded up and placed within guarded internment camps. Though it seemed that the Horde had been defeated for good, some remained highly skeptical that peace would last. Khadgar, now an archmage of some renown, convinced the Alliance High Command to build the Fortress of Nethergard that would watch over the ruins of the Dark Portal and ensure that there would be no further invasions from Draenor.
Hey there, fellow adventurers of Azeroth. It's your favorite goblin DJ, Zappo Zaplast, coming at you with a weather forecast that will make your laugh your tusks off. So, grab your earplugs and get ready for some wild weather in our fantastical world. Starting off in the Barrens, we got a scorching hot day ahead. The sun is so bright, it could probably blind an ogre. So make sure to wear your sunscreen, or you'll end up looking like a crispy murloc. Moving on to Durotar, we got a sandstorm blowing in from 10 hours. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this sandstorm is gonna mess up your hair worse than a gnome in a wind tunnel. Better keep your eyes closed, or you'll end up with more sand in your eyes than a beach-loving crab. Now, let's head over to Tirisfold Glades, where the weather is as gloomy as a forsaken sense of humor. Expect some spooky fog rolling in. So keep an eye out for wandering spirits and mischievous ghouls. Don't worry though, they're harmless. Mostly. Now, Elwyn Forest, the land of green pastures and happy critters. But today, we got a surprise for you. It's raining cats and worgen, folks. Better grab your umbrellas or you might end up with a gnome-sized dent in your head. Next up, we're heading to Dunmorrow, where the weather is colder than the frost mage's heart. Snowfall is expected, so make sure your winter gear is ready.
Nature's Rest.
And if you see a gnome-shaped snowman, don't be fooled. It's probably just a gnome in disguise. Telebim, the tropical paradise of Azeroth. But wait, what's that? It's raining bananas! That's right, folks. You better watch out for falling fruit. And if you're lucky, you might even spot a troll trying to catch a banana with their mouth. It is a sight to behold, trust me. Hyjal, the realm of fire and fury. Today, we got a volcano eruption on the forecast, so grab your fire resistance gear, because it's gonna rain lava. And remember folks, don't try to roast marshmallows over the lava, unless you want to end up like a crispy gnome snack. Darkshore, the land of eternal night. Brace yourselves, because we got a thunderstorm coming your way. Lightning strikes will be more frequent than a gnome's bad jokes, so make sure to stay indoors and avoid becoming a crispy critter. Winter Spring, where the snow is as deep as a dwarf's love for ale. Today, we got a blizzard on the
Fear.
horizon, so grab your warmest fur coats and get ready to build snow gnomes. Just to make sure not to mistake
DC.
Yeti for your neighbor, or you might end up with a frosty surprise.
I can't cast that yet.
And finally, Felwood, the land of corruption and chaos. Brace yourselves, because we got acid rain showers today. That's right, folks. Better bring your umbrellas where you can't even hide, or you'll end up looking like a walking mushroom. Well, that's it for today's crazy weather forecast, my friends. Remember to stay safe,
Fear.
stay dry, and keep those funny bones tickled. This is DJ Zaplas, signing off. Wishing you well. Wipe your day, Azeroth. Boom shackle.
Counterspell.
That spell isn't ready.
Ice block.
That's still recharging.
Ice block down.
I'm out of range. I can't cast that. That spell isn't ready yet.
Ice block down.
I need a target. I can't cast that yet.
Fear.
That spell isn't ready. That's still recharging. I'm out of range.
Fear.
I can't drink anymore yet. It's too far away. Not enough mana. My mana is low. I need more mana. My mana is low.
Polly. Sacrifice.
Still recharging.
Polly. Polly.
That's still recharging.
Seduction. Ice block. Seduction. Seduction. Intimidating shout.
Far away. That's still recharging.
Fear.
I can't cast it. I can't cast it.
Fear. Polly. Polly. POM. Polly.
I can't cast that yet. That's isn't ready.
Fear. Fear. Polly. Sacrifice.
That's still
DC.
Out of the dragonflies.
Fear.
Protect us all.
Polly. DC.
Satisfied?
Fear.
The world
I can't
had
cast
concluded the work was done. The Titans prepared to leave Azeroth. However, before they departed, they charged the greatest species of the world with the task of watching over Calendar, lest any force should threaten its perfect tranquility. In that age, there were many dragons.
DC.
Yes, there were 5 flights that had dominion over their brethren. It was these 5 flights that the Titans
Innovate.
chose to shepherd the budding world. The greatest members of
Nature's
the pantheon
grasp.
imbued a portion of the powers in each of the flights' leaders. These majestic dragons